My name is Bidanya Barassa and welcome to Bidanya's World. And today it's Conversations with Mom. Mama, it's so nice having with you. So we'll be having a lot of conversations with Mom. It's going to be a series. And today, Mom, we've never spoken about this, but I just want to hear from you. And I think so many parents would like to hear from you or would like to know how you handled, what did you do, your struggles, or can I say your emotions or feelings, especially when I was diagnosed with colon cancer. So, Mama, I was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2010.
Yes.
And I remember when the doctor gave me the news, he told me, do you want to hear the bad news or the good news? And then we started off with the bad news and the good news. And I called you immediately. And I remember you in Mombasa during that time.
I was chairing a board meeting.
You were chairing a board meeting, yes.
And National Government CDF board.
Yes.
Were in a retreat, yes. I remember that quite clearly.
Take us through your thoughts. What entered your mind the first time I called you?
I'm almost tearing up.
Yeah.
Do you know, Bidanya, I've never been shocked like that in my life that day. To be sincere, I was so shocked. I told the board, excuse me, I'm going to the ladies. I went and diarrhea. It's not that shock. I just diarrhea. And we had just eaten at between 1 and 2, and you call me at about 3 and so on. Hey, my world just moved from my ground moved from my feet. I was so shocked. I went and told them I have to leave. And I had to change my tickets to fly back to Nairobi. And the things that were going through my head, I cannot even articulate them. Maybe I should just write them in a book. Shock. Wondering, say, what? When the time you hear about cancer, the first thing that comes to your mind, a person is going to die or I'm going to die. So I was saying, you mean my daughter is going to die? The only child I have. How can she die? What happened? What did I not do right? What did I do to God? Why is this happening to me? And most of the time, my mind was far away. I was sitting next to the window and somebody was trying to talk to me and I couldn't hear what they were saying. I even don't know how we landed. I even don't know even who picked me, if it was the CDF board driver or who. Yeah. And then I came home. And you are at home, isn't it?
Yes.
Then we sat down and I was just under shock. I didn't cry.
Yes, you
We did not cry. I did not cry.
It's
that
Auntie
time.
who cried.
Yes.
Because you told Auntie, I found Auntie. Auntie came, and the minute she saw me, she just started crying.
Crying, yeah.
She had no energy. She even knelt on the wall, just
yes,
crying.
She
I remember
couldn't,
that. Yeah.
Me, I was just under shock. And I said, now God, this is testing me. And it's testing my faith and believe in you. So what I just used to do is just to talk about it at first. Then now we said, what next? And you had already made up your mind.
Yes.
That you are going to go for operation.
Yes.
And especially because the first time we went and saw Dr. Jumba.
Dr. Jumba.
Dr. Jumba is a good surgeon. He's one of the best surgeons in this country. And now we talked to him. Unfortunately, because it was December,
yes,
he was going away on his annual leave. And he couldn't take in operation. So he said he'll come early January. And I was just thinking early January. But he said that was okay. But I was just thinking, these doctors, surely, if somebody is sick, can they just operate immediately? But he said, no, this time, let's do it. So we had a chat. We talked for a long time. And we agreed. And remember that time, we even had a party in this house.
I remember.
We had a party at December 12th.
Christmas party.
Christmas party. Was it the Christmas party or the December 12th? One of those parties.
Yeah.
But we didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
We behaved just normally like everyone else. we didn't, because Bidanya, you did not want us to talk about it. You do want me to tell people. And the only people we told is only Auntie Margaret. And even not Uncle Charles. We didn't tell them because we didn't want that word getting out. Because you see, I had an experience when my late brother died in 1990, the first death really in my family. And no, he had an incident years on, and he didn't want pity. The last thing, he did not want people to go to hospital and see him when that year feeling and things. So we didn't want that. So we had it, the party, we celebrated it just normal. And then on 4th of...
Third, I went to see Dr. Jumba.
Yeah, then you were...
And I was by myself, right? Did you come on the 3rd?
No, I came.
Yes.
I came and we talked. And so then we agreed that when did you get in?
6th.
On the 6th, yes.
Yeah. And you asked me, you don't want to go for a second opinion. You don't want to take your time. And I told you, I just want this cancer out of my body.
And you wanted to do
it
that?
Immediately.
So you went in? The only other person who knew about it, I don't know if my tears are coming out, I don't know, I don't think so, was my father.
Yes.
Because my mother was not there. My mother had gone. I lost my mother in 2000. My father was still alive. Yeah. So then you went in. And when you went in
for my surgery,
for your surgery, I came, I saw you. And you were so anxious, to go in theater. They had prepared you, I remember. And I'll never forget that blue uniform of Aga Khan when they push you to take you to theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when I felt bad because I saw my child.
I cried.
You never cry.
Yeah, I know.
But that day, you cried. I saw my child cry, and that's when I broke down. When you went in. So you went in.
I know. Because I cried because, I've been watching movies, and I watched this movie whereby this person was being operated and they were still alive because the medicine had not gone in. So they could feel everything. So I was in my head saying, what if I go for surgery and then I feel the same? So, yeah. And then also I cried because of the unknown. Maybe we can have some tissue, sis?
Yeah.
Because of the unknown.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, this is happening. I'm going under. I don't know what's going to happen, but I was also praying that time. But yeah.
Of course I prayed. I've been prayerful. I used to minister at All Saints Cathedral in the morning, in the 7 o'clock choir. So one day I went to church in the morning. And that's when, after you had come out and you are very, very weak. You lost a lot of weight. Yeah. You are very, very weak. And I cried to God and I told God, God, you cannot do this to me. I remember I met a friend of mine called Grace on the way, and I told her, Bidanya has been diagnosed with cancer. She's just been operated. It's not easy, and so on. So we prayed. I went to church and I complained. And somebody said in church that I should not test God. And why am I doing? But somebody, the worship minister lady said, no, give her time, let her talk to her God. I told God, and I was facing up at the choir vestry. Said God, looking up and said, God, how can you do this to me? How can you take my only child away? I've been serving you. I've been so faithful. How can you do that? I used to like my kanywaji, and I could not take my kanyajis because you can't have your voice, cannot project your voice very well if you drink cold things like Coke or alcohol. And because I used to like going out with my friends Fridays, I stopped going out on Fridays because Saturday was choir practice at 10 o'clock. So I couldn't afford to go out, drink, have fun, come home and be able to go for my choir practice. So I thought, good, you cannot be this fair. I really cried, if I want to say, cried. Then I put myself up together. Choir members came, held me, we prayed and went to church. And life continued, but still it affected me. In fact, I remember, you know how with my yo-yo diets, trying to lose weight. I'm always on diets,
Yes.
trying to lose weight. That time I lost weight that year, and people tell me, hey, Jennifer, you're looking so nice. They didn't know where I was losing weight. I was losing weight because you had been diagnosed with cancer and you are going through chemo.
Yes.
I can go on and on and on. Don't talk about that journey. But now, of course, I'm more weak. These days I cry more often.
Yes.
Like you have seen me, I've just broken down crying. But that time, I had to be strong for you. So I used to cry in the shower, in my bathroom. And I used to cry when I'm in my bed. But I'll not let you know that.
I never saw you through those 8 months of chemo, you actually crying. And I thought maybe I'm the one who's way strong and I'm making you strong, but clearly you used to cry behind the scenes.
Yes, because I didn't want you to see me break down, be a point of weakness, than not give you hope. Because you could have thought, my mother is such a strong woman, and now she's given up, she's crying, I will die. That's the reason why I didn't want to cry in front of you. And even my friends, I never cried in front of them. They never saw me cry because of that you had been diagnosed with cancer and you are going through chemo. Yeah. I put up a very, very strong face. Yeah.
It's true, because I never saw you cry. I just remembered one time when I was still under, and you're still waiting for the doctor to call that everything is okay.
Yeah.
I think I stayed for 3 hours.
More. You know what happened? I remember, God bless that driver of mine called Simon. I cried in the car now, leaving you, going to the office. Then he was telling me, Madam, mtoto atapona tu. Unajua angu mimi kwanza alikuwa anakunywa chang'aa akakatwa mala. That's the intestine. Na hata siku hizi yuko sawa. Then I called my dad. I cried. I went to the office. Then I couldn't work. Kept on calling Dr. Jumba. He's not talking. I went to do some shopping at Timo, just to window shop.
Then you also
went to
church. You said you also went to church.
Yeah, first of all, before going to the office, I stopped at All Saints Cathedral. Went to the church, I prayed. Thanks for reminding. Because I told you, from there I went to church. After church, that's when I went to the office. When I went to the office, I couldn't settle down. Yeah. So I went to Tom. Then, while I was at Timo, because our office used to be at Wilson Airport, Dr. Jumba called me and told me she's out, it's all well. Then we drove, I came to the hostel. Yeah. Now, and
I remember me singing. The one thing, because you're high on morphine. I remember saying, I'm cancer-free, hallelujah, cancer-free. I remember just singing that, if you don't remember. And of course, you were there with Auntie, waiting for me.
Yeah, it was such a stress. Then that weekend, on Saturday, Auntie Sue, she was celebrating her 50th birthday. Yeah. And I was invited to go. But I didn't turn up. You know why I didn't turn up? Because that day we had a discussion with the
oncologist,
Dr. Kiari, one of the best oncologists in this country. Yeah. And everybody watched this program and I've been through, they will say, she is the best, Dr. Gladys Kiari. Yeah. That time she was not under hospital, she was still at Tempisha and at Aga Khan. She came in at 11, we sat down and we talked. Yes. And you said you are not going to go for chemo.
Yeah, I refused. I'm like, that I'm not doing. I thought surgery was enough. I'm healed, I'm moving on.
After all, stage 2 and so on. Then they told me, I remember she told me very well, and she told us, Bidanya, I have a lady who has a very young family and the husband. If you don't do that, because she didn't do it, it's a different conversation. So, afterwards, I remember I talked to you. You were very reluctant. So we talked. If she finished, she went. We came back home. Then, in the morning, Saturday morning, at 6, Aunt Sue, your aunt calls me. JB, I said, yes. Why did you come to my party? You are the only person I was waiting so on. She started joking. Ni mwanaume gani alikuwa nakukeep so busy you didn't come to my party? Yeah. Because, she believes, my friends believe I'm the life of the party. Here I'm not. Everybody kept on saying, JB is coming, JB is coming. JB, I didn't turn up. So I'd imagine at 6 and Aniamusha. So I told her, Sue, I didn't come because, you know why I didn't go? Because that day, you had refused that you're not going to go for cancer. And I was so disappointed. Chemo. And I was so disappointed. I was so worried. How could I go enjoy myself?
And I remember I came and went to my room to sleep.
Yes.
I didn't want to talk to anyone. That's when I was having the discussion with God. I went to my room. I think it was 1 p.m. because we just left the hospital.
Yes.
Because she came to speak to us before leaving the hospital. Remember?
Yes.
When I was being discharged. That's when she came and spoke to me.
Yeah.
So I was coming with my tummy because of the surgery. And then, I just went to my room. I was so disappointed.
And I was so disappointed. So I also just went to my room.
But you asked me one question whether I wanted to.
That's what I was coming to. So now after that, the following day on Sunday, I remember in the TV room.
Yeah.
I asked you, Bidanya, you said you don't want to go. It's okay. Why didn't you want to go? You didn't want your hair to fall. You didn't want
my hair under this hair.
Yeah, that you didn't want it to fall. And I thought it was such a trivial excuse. Hair can always grow back. This is your life. I asked you, Bidanya, do you want to die? That shocked you. I said, do you want to die? If you don't go for this chemo, you will die. That shocked you a bit. Then, winding back, so I told Sue. I didn't come because Bidanya in hospital, and guess what? Because of cancer. She told me she threw the phone away. The husband was collected. What is it at JB? At Bidanya has been unwell and she has been operated on, so on. Hey. We talked. The doctor called me. We talked, and Dr. told me, Dr. Manga,
I'm coming to see Bidanya.
I want to talk to my daughter because they have known you ever since you are a little girl. Say, and I'm coming on Friday, and I don't want to see you.
Yeah,
I'll come and see Bidanya, talk to her. So I arranged what needed to be done, and I left. Then he came home, went to the TV upstairs. Why did you see the TV downstairs?
The TV room downstairs. I was drinking my uji, my brown uji.
So you use the TV downstairs, the TV room downstairs, not upstairs. Yeah. Okay. So then I was coming after 6. Bidanya had agreed to go for chemo.
So I do have some father figures like Uncle. I forgot. He did speak to me because he's a doctor.
Dr. Manga talked to you.
Mm.
And then it was good that you went accepted to go for chemo. But I know one thing what you liked about chemo, what I said, not about chemo, because I'm saying the process when I told you, the first one, and I told you 11 more to go.
Yes, we used to do our countdown because we had 12 sessions. I forgot. It was 8 months of chemo, 12 sessions of chemotherapy.
Yeah.
And every time Mom would be 11 more to go.
10 more to go.
We'd have the countdown.
And that's so encouraging. There are few days. Yes. But I liked also, Bidanya, what you did, which you should say. After you got out, after the 6 weeks of being home, and you went back to the office, you still used to go out on Wednesday to enjoy your life. You took your life back.
Yes.
I remember it. I wish that I could show you those photos when you're so on. And you told me that you wanted your life back. So you'd go for chemo on Fridays.
Yes.
Then you sleep on that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, go to the office.
Yes.
And that pack were very good.
Yeah.
Then you used to go and you went on your life. Even Fridays, Saturdays, you'll go out, which I think was a good thing because, and it also encouraged me that you have taken your life into your hands, that you are living a normal life. The only thing I remember you told me also, you didn't want your friends to know until later. Because you didn't want, I think someone brought flowers even at the gate because there was some people, when people hear this, they're saying, oh, Bidanya is dying and so, and you didn't want that pity.
Yes.
That's why we kept it under wraps until afterwards when you're done with your chemotherapy. That's when you started allowing the media to talk to you and you started giving interviews.
Yeah, because I always say during certain times, you need to know when to let people in and to guard the gate. Because you never know, people might be coming to pray for your downfall or to pray for your healing. So that's why you need to put it a really tight, neat control. So that's what I felt. And like you said, I didn't want pity-pitting, even at the office. I'll tell them I'm going for my cocktail. Others I wouldn't, because some would be very shocked. So also, it depends who I was talking to. Then I'll tell them what I'm going through. So when I was going through chemotherapy, you've already said it, that I took my life and I continued living. So that also gave you hope. And I know you used to see me sick because I'll be here, where I'd sleep for
You
3
refused me to
days
take even
non-stop.
photos. We should have
Yes,
that
I didn't
memories.
want-
Bidanya
yeah.
refused completely. I was just think we should have 1 or 2 photos. You have lost so much weight. When you used to walk from your bedroom, which is a long distance to my bedroom, I used to leave you sleep, and I would not come to disturb you because you didn't want to eat, you didn't want to be disturbed. Only when you walked into my bedroom, now we started a conversation. Sometimes you join me in my bed and we sleep and talk. Yeah.
I did want to have memories of my cancer, because it's something. Why would I want to remember how I looked like when I was that sick? Although I did take some photos of my hands, I don't know where they were.
Oh, the hands, yes.
But why would I have that as a memory? I already have it, and I'm super proud I was able to go through it. I do have the battle scars, but for me, I was like, why take photos? For me, photos is for happy moments. Yeah, although Mama, you love photos, but for me, I just felt...
I used to work for Kodak,
True.
Yes, I used to work for Kodak.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and during that time, Mom, were you reading the Bible? What did you do to give you hope and courage during my 8 months of chemotherapy?
I've always been a believer. I've always read my Bible. I started seeing it at St. Stephen Choir on Jogo Road when I was a very little girl. I sang the national anthem. I didn't know it was the national anthem. With George General Kazake, Graham Hislop, and someone else on Kipkosia. And at St. Stephen's Choir, I didn't know it was the national anthem, both Swahili and English. And I was little and so on. So I've always gone to church because my grandmother, maternal grandmother, she was very religious. They say she's the one even who brought religion in our...
Samia.
Samia, but where?
Naburi.
Not Naburi. Naburi is a different one. Natabona. She was Natabona in Seoport. She came from Seoport, but maybe she was married in Seoport. That doesn't mean that she came from Seoport. I'll have to find out. Yeah. But that's where my mother came from. While my father came from Buburi, And so she was very religious. She's the one who brought religion at home. So, and my mother was also very religious. So I learned that from my mom. In fact, my paternal side of my family, they were not religious people. They have never been religious. From my homestead, they have never been religious. Only now people are doing that. But from my maternal home, my mother was very religious. My mother went to school to a CMS. She used to live with the Reverend Wandera, the Majalis, Wakina Julio Jambo. When my mother got married, she got from Julio Jambo's, Professor Jambo's house. And Professor Julio Jambo's house, the father was a priest. Ngohwa, social worker.
Yeah.
So I came from that, and therefore from there I've been so prayerful. To me, prayerful, the first thing I wake up in my mind, these days I don't kneel down as I used to do. Remember, I have a small pillow next to my bed there where I kneel in the morning, I kneel in the evening. But the first thing when I wake up is to pray. Automatically, I just start praying. Then the last thing when I go to sleep, I pray. Unless I've had too much of something.
Yes. Yeah. And I remember even when we used to go to school, you drove me to school, we used to do the Lord's Prayer every morning.
Because my mother told me the most important prayer, even if you cannot do anything, the Lord's Prayer. Because that's the prayer Jesus left behind for when they were was going to ascending to heaven, and they said, now what can we do? That's the prayer that's most important. Even if you're not doing nothing, just say the Lord's Prayer. They finish it with the grace. So my mother taught, and that's why when we used to be in the car every day with you taking to school, we have to do the Lord's Prayer together.
Yeah, I remember. Even when I was moody, tired, exhausted, we had to do it. I used to, oh my goodness, recite it. Even when I was mad and annoyed with you, you're like, we need to do the Lord's Prayer.
In the car, we're going to school.
Yes.
So I've always been that. I pray more, even up to now. I'm still very, very prayerful.
Yes,
and I know my Bible very well.
Yes.
I've read from beginning to
Bible.
end.
I mean, you did Bible study.
I also did the BSF for 6 years when it started. Those years, I finished in 1990. No. I finished in 1998.
So, Mom, what would you tell? Is it advice or encouragement to a parent who's their child is going through cancer, through chemo? What would you tell them? But even before you answer that, I remember you also were reading something, and then you found out about Ganodama, because I didn't know anything about the supplement called Ganodama. Ganodama is a supplement I took during my chemo, and really helped with my energy and also with my immunity. But this is something Mom read somewhere.
I did not read it. As the chair of the board of CDF, then it was called CDF. It's called National Government Constituent Development Fund. I was at the showground in Kisumu. I went to the stand, as a chair, you have to go to the stand, sometimes open it up, wait for the Minister of Agriculture to come and talk to them, blah, blah, blah. Then while going around, I met those guys. They had a stand, and I read about it. I think I bought one product, and they gave me their booklet. I came home with it. You read it, and you said you want that coffee Gaudama. I believed in it. We discussed with doctors, and they were very discouraging. But that coffee, Bidanya, it really helped you.
Drinking chocolate and coffee. But it's from you. And after that, I think it opened the doorway to me now doing a lot of research in terms of what can I take for preventive.
Supplements.
Because when I saw Ganodama, they helped with cancer patients, then I was like, you mean there are things we can consume during chemotherapy and also after chemotherapy to help you, because at the end of the day, chemo is poison. You're putting poison in your body. You're killing both the good and the bad cells. So I was like, if there are things like Ganodama, there are definitely many other things we can consume. So through you, I think you opened the door for me doing a lot of research on all these supplements we can take, all these foods, natural foods and herbs. It's not herbs, it's herbs. Simuluya herbs that we can take. And it's through you I was able to now do a lot of research. And right now I'm actually consuming quite a lot in terms of preventive.
I'm glad.
Yes.
I'm glad. Yeah, you said what parents... I just want to rewind and back and say about your journey of cancer. I'm not telling so many people. There's some of my close cousins who are so mad with me. Up to date, the relationship were broken because I didn't tell them.
Yeah. How
did they find out that you had cancer? It's because when Dad died in 2011, you are still going through your chemotherapy, and you couldn't come. And I remember that time, even you, without your chemotherapy, you still flew down to South Africa.
Because in South Africa, I went to South Sudan, I went to God knows all these places.
And they know that you are named after his mother.
Yes, Bidanya.
Bidanya. So they expected to see you and so on. So I told them that, Bidanya is not here. Because people kept on asking, where's Bidanya? Where's Bidanya? Where's Bidanya? I told no, Bidanya is not here because she had
her session.
She had cancer. She was operated on. And even the doctor said she cannot travel.
Because of malaria.
Yeah, especially those in malaria and so on. Yeah. They were shocked. That you went through that and I didn't tell them. Some of them have never forgiven me. But I said, that's life. What can you do? That's life. that's what I did. Yeah. So now, what do you tell people?
What words of encouragement? How can they handle the situation?
Prayer is very important because it gives you you have something you are leaning on. Prayer is very, very, very important. Talking, encouraging, because, Bidanya, the mind is very important. The first thing, they have to show the patient that they can do it. It's something small, they'll be able to go through it. They will not die. Give them encouragement that they're okay, everything will be all right. That's the most important thing. And not look at that person with a very sorry look and so on. And try to make them, support them. If they know they are not supposed to take meat, not cook meat and entice the person to eat meat all the time. If they go for drinking, they're the ones who like drink, they don't do that. Try to also change your diet to support them so that, people, you get tempted to do other things because other people so on. It also makes them feel that this is normal. Unless of saying maybe now, this one, we are cooking this for so and so because she's unwell or he's unwell. Think like you don't do that, those kind of, just having positiveness, encourage them if they need to do exercises, if they need to drink water, but mostly it's in the mind. Give them a positive attitude and encourage them. Keep on cheering. Oh, you are doing well. Yeah. Even if they have eaten something small and they didn't feel. Sometimes, like I know auntie used to lose weight, and not lose weight, appetite and so on. Try to make it easy for them to that. Just give them the support and be there with them. Don't talk illness that, or something like, no. Just tell them you're doing very well, you're looking well. If they like putting on lipstick, sometimes just encourage them by putting makeup on them. If they want to wear a wig, sometimes take them out.
Don't treat them as an invalid.
As invalid. Yeah. That's the most important. But even you yourself being strong and the entire family supporting, that's the most. But one thing I want to say, as a caregiver of a terminally ill person, you even as a caregiver, you are sick, you are unwell, your mind is not the same. You are just as sick as the person you are taking care of. That's one bit people don't talk about. That's one book I would like to write, The Caregiver.
And how to take care of the caregiver, and how to take care of yourself.
And what goes around is the caregivers. And so once in a while, of course, I also used to go out because my friends have invited me. I would go out, but of course, most of them didn't know. We didn't talk about it until some of them heard about it when you were being interviewed.
So, ma'am, yes. Because of cancer, after my surgery, you can call me a health freak. You can call me crazy because I love my workouts. But basically, how has that changed you? I mean, your lifestyle and how you see living healthy going forward.
Yes. So you have forced me to do certain things.
Forced?
Yeah, you have forced me to do certain things. I.e., I'm on so many vitamins. Which I supplements. Yes. Vitamin supplement, which I didn't believe in. But I also juice because of you. It has assisted me. I don't take red meat most of the time in this house. We rarely. I can stay 3, 6, even now, 3 months without taking red meat. That is, of course, white meat to eat. Ingo, being a Luya, can't do without ingo fish and all those. So that has done that. Also taking less sugar. Cokes.
My God, I hate Coca-Cola. Sorry, I shouldn't say that loud. Soft drinks.
You have discouraged me quite a lot. Just living healthy. And then, of course, I've always worked out. I've been a workout, a gym. Although those days they were not a gym.
They were not a gym.
Exercise, keep fit, things like that. Yeah, so I still work out, and you encourage me. I'd stopped to work out, and as we grow old right now, they say keep moving. Movement is very important. Longevity. So I work out, I do my bicycle, I do the treadmill here before I go out. Sometimes I just dance also. If I'm tired of the treadmill or the bicycle, then I do the treadmill because they say just 30 minutes every day is good for longevity. So and I want to live longer because I want to see my grandchildren. So
another topic for another day.
So I have to keep well. I try.
Yes.
But to see me, I'm so yo-yo.
And what about milk? What about milk?
Oh yeah, I don't take milk. But also, I have intolerance of milk. But once in a while, I take it when it has been boiled completely.
Because at times you crave. You tell me you crave. And I just tell you, just take it. But I'm against it. Yeah.
Tangawizi, all those tangawizi tea, and so masala tea. Once in a while,
even used to eat a lot of cheese, but now you don't.
I don't eat as much cheese. Cheese, but cheese, nikipata million murarua. Remember when I have a chance?
Yes.
You know, I do things, but my metabolism is so poor that every time we travel, I come back with a lot of weight, and you don't come with the weight.
I come back with a 2-pack.
Yeah, but me, I do. I just need to eat like a normal human being, you know. And now that reminds me, you know those things when I used to live in Eastlands at home, where my mother used to tell me, Jennifer, work hard. All those things you'll have, because we hardly used to have eggs for breakfast. Bacon, sausages once in a while. And my mother and bread also. We used to get bread at the end of the month. So my mother would tell me, my daughter works so hard. You are going where those things are. But you must read, do well, go to the university, and those things will come. Indeed, I read, I worked hard. Those things came. Then walks in the doctor. Doctor says, no sugar, no salt, no meat, no sausages,
no bacon,
ever the good things. So why was I working so hard, Bidanya? No kanywaji even,
Yes.
So what's their life? So I start asking myself, you mean I worked so hard like this just to be told the things I wanted? Because my mother told me I love those things, and I wanted them. But now I can't have them. I hardly take bread.
Yes,
I don't take sugar. Even milk once in a while. Red meat I don't eat. I try to work out these days, but the weight just seems not to moving. But you know, I'm very conscious about the way I look. You know, najipenda sana. I want to look nice. But on the 70th floor, I'm not going to say.
But you look amazing, ma.
Thank you. But I could look better. So I wanted to do something she refused, that at my age I cannot do.
Yes.
What that doctor called? Dr. Panchol. He said I cannot do.
We're not mentioning doctors here.
Okay, sawa.
Yeah, but she wanted to do a tummy tuck, and I told her, at your age, who are you looking for? What are you chasing for in order to get a tummy tuck? I believe she looks amazing the way she is. It comes with beautiful life, age. You know, they say your age is the age of completion, and you look amazing. You know, you need to look like a mother.
You are telling me I'm looking at. Is there something you want from me?
No, nothing.
That I'm looking graceful. You know, sometimes the students start telling you, well, you want something from me. What do you want?
But Mom, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. And conversations with Mom, of course, very raw, very real, very restoring. And you'll see more of her as usual, because she's my world. Thanks for watching.